So Oana is a senior user experience designer, bringing about the best UX, bringing the best UX to Johnson Controls customers. She believes that the voice of the user should be paramount when designing anything. She has a passion for gaming, and she wants to marry kind of gaming and UX together. So Oana's talk is about the hidden gems of user research. So everyone clap for Oana.
Great, thank you. Hopefully you can hear me or something. Okay, roll it. So how I said, my name is Oana, I'm a user researcher, and I am here to talk about user research and how important it is. But I'm not gonna actually stay here and preach that, because I think everybody in this room knows that user research is important. And it's just, foregone conclusion. But I do want to talk about on-location user research. And more than that, I want to talk about the small nuggets of information that you sometimes get from doing on-location user research. When you go where the users are, where you interact with them, where you, to be cliche, when you walk in their shoes a bit. Many things that you'll find in that way may not impact specific design decisions. But they will help you get a grasp of the user. They will help you understand their heart, their soul, and give more to the design. And they will help you relate to the user and just try to bring the user to your team. This is a quote I quite like. So what I'm going to try to do is just paint a couple of images of the things I saw during user research. So for one of our projects, our main users are fire inspectors. And I went on location with them, tried to understand how varied and how hard sometimes the things they were doing are. And honestly, I was dead tired by the end of the day. But one moment kind of stayed with me, and that was we were driving from one location to the other. I was in a car, both the inspectors had their own cars, and this was a picture that was definitely not taken while driving on the highway, definitely. But this is how we were driving, and the two cars of the inspectors were flanking me. They were protecting me. And then I realized that that's the way they were doing everything. They were taking care of the things they were using. They were protecting the customers. And it made me want to protect them. That's what I got from that experience. For another thing is, one of our business units is developing this quite innovative fireman mask that has thermal imaging included in it. It's the first of its kind, and it hopes to make thermal imaging accessible for every fireman. It's called the Scott site. Do Google it, or just come talk with me. I love talking about it. And I went there to talk with some future users of it. And here we're talking about people that are very experienced firemen, team leaders, chief commanders, people that have seen a lot. And unfortunately, I'll tell a sad story. A couple of weeks before I got there was an accident, and unfortunately, they lost one of their own. While talking with those people, I could see the raw emotion in them. I could see how affected they were when we were even getting closer to that. And in that moment, for me, that mask stopped being a cool gadget and stopped being something that was saving lives. And of course, on a logical way, I always knew that's what it was, but that's when I started feeling it. And I could go back to the team and help them feel it. I could talk with everybody, and every time I told the story, I got the same reaction. Silence, empathy, the desire to do something. Everybody worked as much as they needed for that project. We got it done. That helped a lot. So I guess the most important thing is learn from the user. And there's no way to really plan this type of things while you're doing your user research, but somehow I realized that you do get those moments. They're always there when you go on location and you meet the users. So try to experience more, try to understand more, try to know better the many facets of the user. You'll not get necessarily information that will help you design the flow or make you choose between design A and design B, but it will give you a soul of the user there. But I don't want to leave you on a sad note, so I'll tell another story. I was talking with a fireman that was incredibly technical. He was the first one that was testing our prototypes, And then we were just chatting, and someone came in and said, by the way, are you free next Wednesday? The guy, honest to God, pulled a paper calendar out of his pocket, flipped it through, and was like, oh yeah, I'm free. I'll pencil you in. And he penciled him in. That was the first time I see that happening. And that's an amazing way to kind of understand how different our users can be depending on what they do. And you don't get that when you do remote. Also, you don't get to ride in fire trucks. And that's quite fun. So the whole idea is go there, meet the users, they will surprise you, and they will teach you a lot. Thank you so much.